Hello everyone and welcome to Metagame Mastery, where it's not just about what the card does, but how it impacts the game. Guilds of Ravnica preview season is upon us, and we are seeing important new additions for the formats of Modern, Standard, Commander, as well as a much clearer picture of what the limited environment will be like. If you enjoy this content, click that subscribe button so you get access to all our latest videos. And if you're super stoked about Guilds of Ravnica, check out our Amazon affiliate link in the description below where you can pre-order your Guilds of Ravnica booster box. Without further ado, big time! Go time! Let's go! Goblin Crater Maker is 2 CMC, 1 colorless and red for a 2/2 Goblin Warrior. You can pay 1 colorless, sack him, and choose one. Either he deals 2 damage to target creature or destroy target colorless non-land permanent. So there's a lot to unpack here. This is basically a Braid 2.0, right? Only it's potentially much better. There's so much versatility in getting a 2/2 for 2 with relevant creature types that also acts as a potential removal spell and also acts as an artifact removal spell. But on top of that, if we look at the bigger picture of Magic the Gathering, this doesn't just hit artifacts. This hits Eldrazi. This hits Ugin. This hits Karn. And it drops the turn before Tron lands go online. This is really exciting for Modern and Standard as well as Limited. Very versatile card. Amazing design. I dub thee the KARNSLAYER. Runaway Steamkin is 2 CMC, 1 colorless and a red for a 1/1 elemental. Whenever you cast a red spell, if he has fewer than 3+1/+1 counters on him, put 1 on him. You can remove 3+1/+1 counters to add 3 red mana to your mana pool. I like this guy a lot. He incentivizes you to storm off, which is great synergy with the jumpstart mechanic for Izzet, allowing you to just really fuel an engine here. I think this card's really cool. It's going to be great in Limited, has great potential in Standard, and could potentially see play elsewhere as well. Ionize is 3 CMC, 1 colorless, blue, and a red for an instant. Counter target spell, it deals 2 damage to that spell's controller. So this is great. It's cancel with shock upside. It's great value. Chemist's Insight is 4 CMC, 3 colorless and blue. For an instant, draw 2 cards. It also has Jumpstart. I like this because it's potentially pay 8 mana over 2 turns, maybe at the end of your opponent's turn, so you could hold up mana for an Ionize, for example. And if you don't play it, you can draw 4 cards, discard 1 off of 1 card. That's huge. That's really good card advantage as well as card quality selection. So I really, really like this card a lot. And it's a great engine for the Izzet Storm theme in Limited as well. Deafening Clarion is 3 CMC, 1 colorless, red, and a white. For a sorcery, choose one or both. It deals 3 damage to each creature, and creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn. So this is potentially a huge swing. This is going to wipe out most of those Selesnya go wide strategies. It's potentially going to wipe out most of those Boros strategies and a lot of wizards and Golgari tokens, etc. So it's a selective board wipe for 3, much like Anger of the Gods. But at the same time, if your creatures are big enough to survive this, maybe you've had a chance to mentor them up with some +1/+1 counters, then all of a sudden you're going to be attacking in on an empty board and gaining life in the process as well. This is going to make for a huge swing in games. Very, very good in Limited, could see play in Standard. Blade Instructor is 3 CMC, 2 colorless and a white for a 3/1 human soldier with mentor. So this just adds to the continuing cycle of build around mentor, build around mentor. It deals 3 damage, but it's super squishy with only 1 toughness. District Guide is 3 CMC, 2 colorless, and a green for a 2/2 Elf Scout. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card or a gate card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. So the previous gate tutor was 2 mana, but it was a 0/2. This time you get a 2/2 that can potentially trade in combat or attack in on an empty board, and you get the same effect. But it also gives you the additional value of replacing itself and giving you mana fixing. So all in all, I like this card a lot. And when it comes to the gate cards, that was a big announcement today because they announced that there's going to be 2 versions of every gate at common. So a total of 11 cards at common are going to be gates, meaning you're going to see a lot more of these in your limited game. I'm going to click through all of them so that you can see the different card numbers, different art, etc. So here we have Boros Guildgate and the other Boros Guildgate. I also like that they have unique flavor text on each of these. Demir Guildgate, Golgari Guildgate, Izzet Guildgate, Selesnya Guildgate, and the Omni Guildgate, which is Gateway Plaza. This is a land that's a gate. It enters the battlefield tapped, and when it enters the battlefield, you sacrifice it unless you pay 1. Tap it to add 1 mana of any color. So we've seen this effect before on Rupturing Spire type effects. This time it interacts with cards that tutor specifically for gates or give you bonuses for having gates in play, much like Guild Summit is 3 CMC, 2 colorless and a blue for an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you may tap any number of untapped gates you control, draw a card for each gate tapped this way. Whenever a gate enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. So this really incentivizes you to run gates, to fix your mana. And that's going to be really good in the limited game. I don't know if there's going to be some sort of standard version of Scape Shift with gates. I feel like that'd still be too slow. But this is a really powerful gates matter effect. And I'm really looking forward to playing this card and maximizing the card draw with it. Artful Takedown is 4 CMC, 2 colorless, blue and a black for an instant. Choose one or both. Tap target creature. Target creature gets -2, -4 until end of turn. I love this card. At common, you're getting tempo play on a removal spell at instant speed for 4 mana. I mean, this is just going to 2-for-1 all day long. It's amazing. Just absolute, highly desirable limited pickup. March of the Multitudes is X green white white for an instant with Convoke. Create X 1/1 creature soldier tokens with lifelink. This is an amazing payoff for Convoke in limited. Not only does it allow you to tap down all your creatures and lands at the end of an opponent's turn to make a massive play that they won't get to react to before your next turn cycle, but at the same time, it creates a ton of more creatures that you can put into convoking other massive stuff onto the board. I mean, this is perfect for that archetype. Will it see play in standard? Probably not. Not as long as Chain Whirler's out there. You're one cheap red card away from losing everything. Yes, there's Benelish Marshall, but that's really a pain to have in play beforehand, and being only a 3/3, he's very easily picked off by red deck wins. So I would assume that probably for the next year or so, this is going to make a huge splash in standard. That said, it's also amazing in Commander. If you're going to have a token deck, this is a great way for you to more than double all your bodies on the board without your opponent having a chance to react. And here we have a preview card brought to us by the Mana Source. Wedge, great to see you back. Azani Thousand Eyed is 2 colorless, black, black, green, green for a 2/3 legendary elf shaman with undergrowth. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 black and green insect creature token for each creature in your graveyard. You can also pay a black and a green, sack another creature, you gain 1 life and draw 1 card. So I really like this because it's a recurable way for you to absolutely flood the board, depending on how deep you are in undergrowth. But at the same time, it acts as a sack outlet, allowing you to take advantage of all the creatures you have in play and turn them into card advantage late game. Really powerful card. I definitely wouldn't first pick this, but say I opened it pack 3 and I know that I'm in Golgari. This is an absolute windmill slam. I like this card a lot. Here we have a preview card brought to us by Gabby Sparts. Beast Whisperer is 4 CMC, 2 colorless, green, green for a 2/3 elf druid. Whenever you cast a creature spell, draw a card. This thing's amazing. It's a cheaper Primordial Sage with relevant creature types. This is going to go in Elf decks. This is going to go in Rurik decks. This is going to go in Animar decks. Mind you, you have to cast a creature spell. So if you're using an instant to generate tokens, if you're cheating the creatures into play via reanimation or any other method, then it doesn't count. But you also get the card draw before the spell resolves, which can be relevant as well. This is a great card that's going to see Modern play, it's going to see Commander play. It's just awesome. I can't wait to get my hands on this. And Nullhide Ferox is 4 CMC, 2 colorless, green, green for a 6/6 beast with hexproof. You can't cast non-creature spells. Pay 2 colorless, and he loses all abilities until end of turn. Any player may activate this ability. If a spell or ability an opponent controls causes you to discard Nullhide Ferox, put it onto the battlefield instead of putting it into your graveyard. So I love this thing for standard. He's potentially pretty good in limited, getting you a sizable body way above curve. Not being able to cast non-creature spells won't hurt as bad in limited. But in standard, this is actually a really good addition to the Steel Leaf Stompy deck, giving you a very powerful 4/4 in a deck where you're actually trying to curve out with creatures and drop Ghalta. Also, I like this thing as an option to sideboard in against Nicol Bolas. I'm not going to say that it's the Nicol Bolas Slayer because Nicol Bolas is just going to fly over him, but it's definitely going to punish your opponent for casting him. That's it for today. If you enjoy our content, click that subscribe button so you get access to all our latest videos. And if you're looking to pre-order Guilds of Ravnica, check out our Amazon affiliate link in the description below. This has been Metagame Mastery. Peace!